5 years. Yes, it's been 5 years ever since we've had new Precursors come out. That was back when Ancient Relics dropped back in June of 2019. We had the joy of meeting the Zroni and the Baul back then. And ever since, well, we've been waiting for a new batch of Precursors. And now, 5 years later, it's finally time. We got ourselves 2 brand new Precursors that will be coming out together with Cosmic Storms. And they are the Initian Traders and the Arakarian Convention of Benevolence. Because clearly, whenever something is called the Convention of Benevolence, it's always something that is nice and sweet. There are special archaeology events attached to these Precursors that will most likely be attached to storms, or storms move through systems. You'll be able to uncover these new things all about. But I'm really wondering how this is going to work out within the grand scheme of things, because as it is right now, you will have to go to certain systems and certain planets that are tagged as Precursor systems in order to trigger the right things. So it's probably going to be something along the lines of you find yourself one of these 2 dig sites. It will trigger it, and you won't find anything of these particular Precursors until a storm has actually gone through, because apparently they're very storm focused. And also the Initian Traders could be the very first mega corporation Precursor that we have seen so far, so that could be really, really cool. But yeah, we got a couple of images here. Apparently it involves, once again, archaeological sites and everything that is involved in that. But that's all we know at this moment in time, just that they once again have dig sites attached to them, and most likely they will be part of the basic setup, because the whole dig site system is part of the base game. In addition to that, there is a brand new pre-scripted empire called the Yonatun Radicals. They're not called radicals because they want to deal with politics. No, they are radical in a 90-cent sense and wearing your baseball caps backwards. Yes, they are adrenaline junkies. And the reason why I bring up a pre-scripted empire is to introduce their individual elements that are rather interesting in terms of their origin as well as their civic. Of course, you can use all of this stuff in your own empires, which I will likely do, but in this particular context, it's nice to talk about everything. First of all, they are Storm Chasers. Now, Storm Chasers are apparently the type of empire that are all about the adrenaline junkie side of things, and they are rather interesting in terms of what they do. They bring in a new leader trait. They have planetary unification stuff. They will get cosmic storm technology. They will have access to the weather forecasting mode that we talked about last time, and as well as they get access to cosmic weather models and everything involved in that. The Storm Rider trait, basically what it does, it gives every single leader a reduction to devastation on planets, which is rather nice. And for some reason, an empire bonus for sublight speed, because that is important. Regardless of what happens is that you start off this particular chain with a situation, which is all on vogue these days. There's a lot of origins that start off with situations. I'm thinking of the Knights, for instance. But basically, you will have to go through a bunch of situations and get to the ending, and that will be the end of the actual chain and everything involved in that. And it all involves riding the storm, looking for the big one, whatever that means. Apparently, it can end negatively as well as positively. So yeah, it's supposedly one of the more interesting / difficult origins, because there's a gauntlet of challenges and you could lose, which is a choice. I'd love to go out in a blaze of glory. Let's put it that way. Give me the big one. I want to go to Mauna Kea and go to Kamehameha Beach and ride me some waves, but in this particular case, they are cosmic storms. In addition to that, they also have a bunch of interesting civics, like the astrometeorology civic that we talked about previously. And basically what it does is it gives you additional jobs where you have a better idea of how storms are basically run within your empire. So you will get additional science, you will get additional environmental effects. So basically whenever a environmental effect is within your system, i.e. when there's a storm in your system, job output will increase. So that's also very cool. Then on the other side of things, we've got the Storm Devotion, which basically means that you've got rain dancers that you can bring within your empire, and they will bring storms in. Yes, you can actually have rain dancers within your empire. Storm Devotion is cool like that. And also, apparently you get additional Diplo weight when a storm is within your empire, because I guess that makes sense. In addition to that, they are storm touched, which means that they get additional resources from jobs and reduced amenity usage whenever a cosmic storm is within their empire. Then there's Planetscapers, which is apparently the ultimate terraforming civic, and we talked a little bit about it when Cosmic Storms was initially announced, but we didn't have a lot of details about it. Basically, it will get access to all of the natural blocker technology as soon as you colonize a planet. So basically, if you're on a planet and you see that there's a mountain there and you think by yourself, I need to dig out this mountain, you will automatically get the technology to remove it. It reminds me a little bit of how Mastery of Nature used to work, because back in the day, Mastery of Nature would allow you to automatically remove every single blocker available, which is obviously no longer the case. Speaking of which, Mastery of Nature is also replaced when you're picking the Civic. It's replaced with Cultivated Worldscaping, which gives you a effect on planet, which you can decide on, which increases the amount of districts on your planet. All your resource districts increase by 75%. Which is just absolutely bonkers. And you get additional Cosmic Storm protection, which is absolutely bonkers. Like, it's really, really good. In addition to that, if you are with this particular civic, resources on jobs will increase, pop growth will increase, pop upkeep will decrease, and blocker speed will increase. This is a really, really, really good civic. Unless, of course, you've got natural blockers on your planet, because then you'll have a reduction in resources. But that's only temporary, where the blockers themselves you can remove quite quickly. And if you have the right technology and the right way of dealing with things, you could get rid of them for free. There used to be a way of getting free pops like that using the lithoids, which is rather cool. But yeah, that's it for this week. We got Storm Chasers, we got Civics, and of course, those precursors that we talked about at the start of the video. What do you think? It's been 5 years since we had precursors. Shouldn't we at least have had some precursors back in at least, say, 2022, 2021, 3 years ago? That would have been nice, so we could have some more history to the galaxy. Does this mean that you're more interested in this particular expansion now that we know that there is, in fact, 2 precursors attached to it? And, of course, this absolutely amazing Planetscaper Civic? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, because Planetscapers in particular looks really, really strong and really, really good. But yeah, I'm really curious how this is going to go down. In the meantime, we're going to go and wrap this up here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons for making this video possible. I'm looking forward to see what you've got to say about the update. But in the meantime, we're going to go wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take good care of yourself. And as always, each other.